Well, Dean, we've had a good week. So, for our listeners, we're going through a couple of races at the Breeders' Cup this weekend. So, starting off, we're going to look at the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint. Uh, I've gone for Golden Pal here. Irad Ortiz is riding. And, folks, I'd keep close eye on Irad at the Breeders this weekend. Golden Pal finished second behind the Learjet in the Norfolk Stakes at Royal Ascot. He most recently won at Saratoga, finishing in front of Fossey. I'm 100% going for Golden Pal here. I think he'll win easily at 15-8. Out of the English and Irish raiders here, O'Brien's Lipizzaner has to be respected and would probably be a good each way shout in this race. We'll move on anyway, and going on to the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. Dean, I know you like few in this, but I'm all on new mandate. Frankie Dettori's riding, and I think this is his best chance of a winner at the Breeders. He's won his last three and is on top form.
Yeah, I like a couple on this. I don't know much about the American horses, as I don't really pay much attention to it. But Battleground is the first of them. This is the first foal out of Found. It was well supported on debut at Nice. Ran a pretty nice race in fairness as well. Finishing fifth. Of that race there was 18 runners. 10 of them have come out and won races since, including a couple of group races. Has won then since at Ascot, a listed race, and Newmarket, a Group 2. And saying that the form of them two races haven't really held up. They've been quite poor, actually. But Battleground's way of running, she's won over 6 and 7, so the step up to a mile probably shouldn't be much of a hassle to her. She looks like she'll stay, but she's been off the track for a couple of months now, so she's definitely fresh. The other one I like in it is Cadillac for Jesse Harrington. Now, looking back at the form, he's got loads of form. He was second to McSweeney in the Irish Futurity Stakes. McSweeney then went on to win the Futurity in England, Doncaster. Has won the 2 races that Cadillac has won in Ireland, have both come on good ground. So I'm not 100% sure what the ground conditions are out in Keeneland at the minute, but I'm sure it will be fast. Cadillac has got a good draw as well. So if I was to put my hand down and say which one of them would have the better chance, given the Cadillac has the better draw over Battleground's drawn in 9, I think Cadillac's drawn in 3 or 4. I'll give Cadillac the better shout. And the form of Cadillac's Newmarket run latest, St Mark's Basilica was first, Wembley was second, then you had Thunder Moon in third. Now Thunder Moon was one of the best touted colts to come out of Ireland this year for Joseph. So I just think the ground that day wasn't overly great. So to be honest, I think Shane Foley might have looked after this lad a wee bit. I would give both of them a big shout, but I would say if I was to put my hand in my pocket, I'd back Cadillac. And I think Cadillac there's about 5-1 or something like that there, and around that.
Yeah, my pick there, new mandate, is 17-2. Frankie rode him for 2 of the wins, and look, I think he's going to be special. He's gelding, so he's going to be around for quite some time, and 17-2 looks very valuable here. We'll move on anyway to the Breeders, Fillies, and Mare Turf. For me, I'm going for KM Pepper. She's trained by Jesse Harrington. She's been a tad unlucky this season, finishing second 3 times. But her last outing, she showed what she's capable of doing. She absolutely destroyed the field in my glare. I think there's nothing in this race to rival her, although she is out drawn wide. And look, I think she's going to come out on top here.
Yeah. I'm going to take one next on Saturday in the Breeders' Cup Mile. Kamiko is probably the right favourite for the race because he's showed that his trip is definitely a mile, and he handles a good, quick run race because he's got the speed to quicken up. But I'm going to take Siskin, Jerry Lyons, and Colin Keane. I think this race could be perfect for him because it should have loads of speed. The American races always seem to be kind of run really quick. And Given has won this year. It was boxed in, but the race was run really well, run nice and fast, and like he was in trouble, but he had a great turn of foot to get him out of that trouble. Slight concern is maybe the way he's travelled before to Newmarket whenever he was a 2-year-old, reared up in the stalls, was withdrawn at the start, and then last time out in France just played up a wee bit at the start as well. That would be a concern, but he's in there 10-1, and I think if he brings his best form, I think he's going to be hard to beat coming out of stall or barrier 4. I think he's going to have a really good angle to get into the race drawn in there. Colin can get him covered up and settled, and then get him out, and he has that turn of foot to get himself out of trouble.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. We're both in Siskin camp here for this one. My only concern is he's raced twice outside of Ireland, and look, he's ran quite poor in both of them. It would be obviously the perfect way to top Jer's season off nicely, and Colin Keane's obviously. Kameko and Raging Bull, the American horse, look to be the big dangers here. Raging Bull's obviously got experience running at Keeneland, so well used to the track here, and would be my only concern to Siskin.
Yeah, as I say, if Siskin could beat himself in this race purely because of what he's done before on his travels. It's definitely a good race now. I'm looking forward to watching it.
If we're looking at the Longines Breeders' Cup Turf, I have to say this is an absolute cracker, and I'm completely torn in this race. I'm torn between 4 here: Magical Mogul, Tarnawa, and Arklow. I don't know. I'm finding it very hard to separate them all. Obviously, Magical had that run with Enable, Ryan Moore's riding. She backed Gaia this year and came third in the Kipco Champion Stakes. Moguls got Pierre Charles Bedot riding. Won a Group 1 in France last time out. And Pierre Charles rode there as well that time, so experience on the horse. Tarnawa beat Cayenne Pepper at Cork and beat Wonderful Tonight, who's went on to win Group 1s in England and France. It's a good challenge for Dermot Weld, and Christophe Smillion is riding. And Arklow has 1 win at Kentucky, and Brad Cox trains with Florent Giroux on board.
Yep. I actually like Tarnawa as well at 7-2. I love this filly. I think she's been absolutely fantastic for connections. And whenever she won in Cork, as you say, she beat Cayenne Pepper. And Cayenne Pepper lines up also this weekend over there.
Yeah.
I think, Magical is obviously the standout horse of the race. Mogul started to come under a wee bit of form. Tarawan, as I say, won on debut at Cork. Then she went to France, won there, won in France again. She won over a mile 4 twice and a mile 2. So she definitely is versatile. I think the better trip for her is the mile 4. She's drawn in barrier 3 as well. So it gives Christophe Soumillon plenty of food for thought. But I can see her being played late. I'm just hoping that she doesn't get caught up on the inside and a load of traffic. If you watch her a couple of runs back this season, she really is classy. I like the way she goes about her business. And after her first one, I think it was in France, Dermot Well was interviewed at the Curragh that day, and he actually says that this filly was trained for the later part of the season. So they obviously have had maybe the Breeders' Cup in their mind with her. So I would love to see it happen, but at the same time, Magical, she really is a star, and given Aidan's unfortunate circumstances recently. He hasn't had much luck, so I don't think anybody would begrudge him if he won it either. But I would love to see Tanarwa getting her head in front here at 72.
Yeah, 100%. And the form for Tarnawa is just stacking up very, very nicely, and really does look the one to beat, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't agree anymore with you there. Like, you know, she definitely looks the one to beat, as you say. Like, she's lined up. She's beat some very good horses this season and beat them kind of comfortably at the same time. You know, if you watch the run back in Cork, she stole first run on Cayenne Pepper and put her in trouble straight away. You know, and then our 2-1s in France, the one over the shorter distance, she just gets up close home. But then whenever she ran over the mile 4, she won it by 2 or 3 lengths, and she won comfortably. So she definitely has the best form in the book, and I definitely think she will give Magical a very good run for her money.
100%. I think it's going to be between them two. I can see Mogul throwing a hat into the ring here, but I do think Tarnawa is going to get up.
Yeah, just like listening to Aidan's comments, you know, Mogul's in really good form, and he reckons that he's got a very, very good turn of foot to quicken. So the Ballydoyle Meister sees him every day of the week, so you know, I can only imagine that he's got a good line on that race.
Definitely does. And Dean, if you were to have a bet for the weekend, a bet of the week, or bet breeders even, what would it be?
The Breeders' Cup bet, I think it has to be Tanarwa or Tarawa, whatever way it's pronounced there. For me, she's standout. You know, she really, really is. And there's nothing, you know, whenever Dermot Weld trains something for the second half of the season, he obviously has a target in mind. And now, I know, in saying the group races in France and the races that Tarnarwa has won in France have been good races. But ideally, is Dermot Weld going to train a horse for 2 group runs in France, or is he going to train it for a group 1 in the Breeders' Cup? I would sway towards, you know, they were probably training her towards this.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. For me, it's a toss-up between Cayenne Pepper and the Breeders' Filly and Mares, or Golden Pal in the Juvenile Turf Sprint. The two of them, I think, have absolutely huge chances. And like I said there at the start, Irad Ortiz is one to keep a real close eye on this week. If you don't know much about him, you will by the end of the weekend.
Yeah, Ryan, just another one maybe to keep an eye on is that Wesley Ward, filly Campanelli. She was really impressive at Ascot over the summer when Frankie was on board. I think she's joint second favourite 4-1 there, and one of them races. So she definitely on the money, as she's got loads of speed, and I think Frankie's jacked up again there. So the love relationship with Frankie, Wesley Ward, and an Ascot winner continues.
Yeah, definitely. And Mother Earth for Aidan O'Brien is running that. Miss Amulet for Ken Condon and Uden Adada for Jessica Harrington are all in that race too. So it is a hot race.
Yeah, Miss Amulet, and it's no surprise to see her snapped up by Doreen Tabor, you know, and she runs them familiar silks that Verdana Blue runs on now as well. So, you know, she definitely could have a chance for Ken Condon team.
Definitely, they'll be looking for a winner anyway. Send one over though.
I think it's only one that he sent over as well, so
yep.
Must have a bit of a chance.
Exactly, you won't be sending one over there for the laugh. Same with Dermot Weld, with Tarnawa.